All right, South Africa needs a new power and it needs it fast. So will the national state of disaster declared by the president yesterday result in a step change? And do we need a new minister of electricity? Joining us now following the State of the Nation address is energy expert at Hohm Energy, Matthew Cruz. Thank you for being with us as always, Mr. Cruz. So the state of disaster, tell me if you agree with me, there wasn't a full justification presented last night as to what government can do with the state of disaster that it has not done in all the years that this has been a problem. Do you agree?
So I would agree somewhat to that statement. What I do see the state of national disaster doing, however, is accelerating the things that should have been done in the last 5 years or 10 years. As they mentioned, the president mentioned that things like legislation and red tape is going to be removed through this process. So it's a reactive move that has been done by the government because the things that should have been done over the last 5-10 years wasn't done. So now we need to quickly catch up and do them quick over the next year and a half, 2 years.
All right, so is this something that we could follow? Steps to remove red tape, steps to speed things up. Hopefully we will get those updates periodically.
Yes, so we fortunately did hear from the president that we'll get an update on the 22nd of February from the finance minister regarding how businesses and residential owners will be incentivized through tax to get solar. And I assume that we're going to hear more then about the plans of what will be taking place during the national state of disaster from the finance minister in terms of releasing finance for the businesses, because the president also announced that the COVID funds that are left over for a national state of disaster are going to be made available through the banks to business and homeowners as well for them to install solar through getting financing for it. So they don't have to put any money down. There's no capital outlay or money that has to be paid up front by business and residents that want solar. And so, I'm really hoping that we'll see the needle moving in that regard of assisting businesses and homes to become grid independent and take care of their own energy needs.
Yeah, and the tax breaks are welcome as well. Hopefully we'll come back to that, but a lot of attention paid to this new Minister of Electricity. So right now we already have an energy minister called Gwede Mantashe. So some speculating that he is being moved out of the picture. He, of course, has been accused of holding up renewables, although that has accelerated the opening up of those new bid windows in recent times. So it all depends. The Public Enterprises Minister is still there. How do you read this? Do you think it is an attempt possibly to get renewables through or not?
Well, as it was announced, I thought to myself, all the people that are able to take this job from a ministerial perspective that is already a minister are in the room already, and they should have been utilized already. So it did open up the possibility of appointing someone new as a minister that hasn't been a minister previously, someone that is a technocrat, that is technically capable and that understands what the issues are at Eskom to actually improve the maintenance, realistically improve the maintenance, because we've had platitudes before being discussed that it's going to be improved, but nothing has really happened. Improving the maintenance that's taking place, putting the funds into the correct place for the spares to be procured and installed. And so I see the possibility opening up of a technically competent person coming in and then overseeing Eskom's dealings, which is really a great step that I can say will make a difference if the right person is chosen and is able to act independently of interests within the top of the ANC.
Yeah. But would that not make the Public Enterprises Minister redundant with regard to Eskom then?
So yes, there is that aspect to it that Gwede, some could say he's being sidelined. I think what we have seen is a lot of back and forth between the different parties and the different interests that are at play within the government. And that has led to the kind of standoff that we've got at the moment. So my hope is that this move is to break the deadlock that is between the different interested parties that is taking place and have one party that can move Eskom forward. I can comment more on that, but we start going into conspiracy theories if we speculate too much.
Yeah, and we're hoping that a cabinet reshuffle will be announced and everything will be cleared up soon. Very quickly, could this be a game changer? You spoke about the incentives for people to put solar on their roofs, etc. But we are waiting for the feed-in tariff so that big companies with big solar panelled roofs can actually get cash for feeding into the grid. And that could change things by stages, apparently, looking at other countries. Could this reduce the timeline? Because government is talking about 1 year to 18 months, while Eskom is talking about 2 years.
Yes. So the first thing to note about the exciting announcement of tax incentivization is that initially what will happen is the businesses and homeowners will start removing themselves from the grid as a load because they'll take care of their own energy needs. And through that, we will start then decreasing load shedding because now we don't have to meet so much of a load. Then over time, as businesses are able to not only take care of their needs, but then feed power back onto the grid as they're incentivized, then we'll start to see additional generation coming on from that initiative. And the City of Cape Town is already piloting this initiative for businesses from June and then from homes from December in terms of attractive feed-in tariff of R1.15. NERSA has already proposed a 79 cents feed-in tariff countrywide, which I feel is a bit low in terms of actually incentivizing companies to put in the additional capital outlay to increase their generation capacity to put onto the grid, because at the moment it still doesn't quite make sense. But we're hoping that 79 cents will increase hopefully to like R2 or R3, also over a longer period than just the next 2 years, which NERSA has confirmed the price of electricity for. I'd love to see a 15 or 20 year projection of the price of electricity so that companies can have comforts and can make an informed decision about the investments that will play out in the next 15, 20 years, because they need to understand what kind of return they're going to be getting by selling the power onto the grid over the next 15 years.
Yeah, a lot to ask for, because right now we don't even know what's going to happen day to day in terms of the stages. But thank you for your time. That was Matthew Cruz, energy expert at Hohm Energy.